Hello, this is artist, entrepreneur, and art educator Eric McRae. I'm making this vlog post from Martinsville, Virginia. I'm here to for my exhibition, Mood and Music. I had an email and a call from a friend and fellow art educator who referred to me as her mentor, which I was very flattered by. But she had a question concerning a client she had sold a small piece of artwork to, and they later had taken the piece to their place of business and said it did not match and wanted to know if they could get a refund or exchange and how to handle that situation. Okay, now let's take this out of the realm of art and let's take it into most businesses where you can return certain items if you have a receipt. That's true, but art being the case that it is something that's high dollar and usually of a greater value and fragile, what can happen is that I'll just tell you a few of my stories. I learned living in Washington, D.C., that you do not give refunds. When it comes to art, I do not give refunds. I'm really clear about that. I have a sign in my studio that says I will do exchanges within the first 30 days. I will not do a monetary refund. I know folks who will literally buy a dress, have go to a party and return it sweaty to a place of business. I know folks who will get a ice chest in one state, buy it at Walmart, pack all their junk in it, all their frozen goods, go to another state, unload everything, and then return the chest to the Walmart because they have a receipt. They used someone else's product, and in my opinion, that's unethical. You are stealing. I had the misfortune of a lady, and my spidey sense told me this lady is hornswoggling me. I knew it. I wanted to lean to a certain amount of trust that in humanity, that this person was good intention. It was near the holidays. She had taken out a bunch of art on approval, decorated her house beautifully, and then after all her relatives came to town, she was impressed. They were all impressed with her beautiful home and all her fantastic art collection, and she returned every last one of those pieces of work after it. So basically, she got a free rental of my artwork through the holidays, promising me she was going to buy this artwork, and then all of a sudden it didn't work out. Well, I knew this when it was happening. I could sense it. I could feel it. I just wanted to have a greater belief in humanity and her as an individual, and I was correct. She was a crook. Okay, so back to the phone call and the email. This person had someone who wants to exchange a piece of artwork. That's perfectly acceptable. If someone has a piece of artwork and they take it home and it doesn't match, or it doesn't work exactly for the environment, or someone doesn't exactly like the piece of artwork, I'm perfectly fine with somebody exchanging a piece of artwork for equal or greater value. I.e., they buy a piece of artwork that's, let's make the price a little bit more modest, $100, and they want to return it for another piece of artwork. For example, one of my heart paintings. Someone says, I bought a piece of art and this is not exactly what my significant other wants, or doesn't really match, or whatever the case may be. Sure, they can bring that piece of artwork back, as long as it's in good condition, as long as it hasn't been destroyed or damaged or anything like that, and replace it for another piece of artwork. Perfectly fine. If anything, it gives me an opportunity to try to upgrade the sale. They may want to get another piece of artwork. I may be able to work with them in some other fashion. So now I'm having more than one interaction with this collector. So this is a golden opportunity for you if you're wise. But if you take it personal, like how dare they? I'm like you're Picasso or something. I'm Picasso. You've got some massive ego and you're offended because all of a sudden somebody's art didn't match their couch, and their spouse didn't like it. You can't take this stuff personal like that. It's no different than somebody bought a blouse from a store and they took it home and it just fit a little too tight, or they bought a tool from for their vehicle and it just wasn't adequate, and it's perfectly fine. They can return it, so forth, so on. In this case with the artwork, if they want to return it, but no exchanges. Let me be real clear. No exchanges. That's not acceptable. Excuse me, no refunds. Let me be even more clear. I made a mistake there. No refunds. Yes, you can exchange your artwork. And now if somebody brings you $100 piece of artwork back and they all of a sudden fall in love with a $300 piece of artwork. Of course, they paid a $200 difference and now you made additional $200. They're happy. Money may not be the issue, it's just that they want to be happy with their piece of artwork. And you want them to be happy with their piece of artwork because ultimately they have to live with this every day. And then that's going to lend to your credibility, your greater exposure for you and your artwork. Also, when someone exchanges a piece of artwork, you just have to look at it as once again an opportunity, and you have to think of the customer. It's called customer service. That's a dirty word, but not a lot of people don't think about the customer, especially artists, because artists tend to overdo it. And they're like, well, just keep it for free, and they just panic and they just lose their cool because they're so emotionally and fragile, and their ego so small. They have no ego. You have to have enough ego and enough integrity to know that your intrinsic value, your work has enough intrinsic value to know that, hey, this is important. But at the same time, you can't go to the other extreme where you're egomaniac and how dare you call me back and ask to exchange a piece of artwork. You have a treasure. Don't be a prima donna. Don't be some kind of lunatic. Have a healthy balance. Thank you, Mr. Smith. I'm glad you like the artwork. But if it doesn't fit your environment, let's see what we can do to find something that fits your space better, so forth and so on. Think about the customer. Get out of yourself. Get out of your ego. Think about the other person and how to meet their need. As long as they're compensating you financially for that piece of artwork, and they're not trying to pull a fast one on you and get the artwork and just basically let your artwork for free, use it for free and return it, and they're working with integrity. You approach them with the same kind of respect and help the person get what they need. It's all about helping someone else, and ultimately it's going to benefit you. Okay, so with all of that being said, you just have to work with people and be understanding. Don't be fearful. Don't be hesitant. Just go with the flow. It's all the same. Just take your ego out of it. Don't think of it just being like art, but think of it as something, as a product, as an object. And sometimes when people buy your art, they're not necessarily into you. It's no different if they bought a lamp or bought a wallpaper. They don't think of art as any great treasure. They have the resource to buy it, and they need something that matches on the wall. Then there's other people who are going to be into you. They're going to be into you. They're going to think you're the greatest thing since sliced cheese, and they're going to think you're the most amazing talent ever, and they're just happy to have anything that you created. I have people who have literally framed napkins I've drawn on because they just love me and love what I do. They collect all kinds of things I have. But this person who they just need what they need. They need something that can match that couch, fit that space, the right size. And if it doesn't, then it just doesn't. So take your ego out of the situation, work with the individual, and make them happy. Your goal is to be successful in business, is to make other people happy while they make you happy. That's how the system works. If you don't forget that, you'll be perfectly fine. So I do not do refunds. Do not do refunds. Most art is so expensive, and I can't afford to give somebody $2,000-$3,000 back. I have financial costs to run my business. I have a family. I cannot afford, because Mr. Smith says all of a sudden it doesn't match the couch, or he and his wife divorced, or he just changed his mind one day, that I'm going to hand him back hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars. I learned that in Washington, D.C. You can go to a place of business. They said, we do exchanges, no refund. We do exchanges, no refunds. So bottom line, exchange the artwork, keep the money. You got to keep the money. Money is the lifeblood of a business. It is the fuel that runs the business. Positive cash flow is ideal. You cannot stay in business. And if you're taking your career seriously as an artist, you need money. You need money for studio space, food, water, utilities, materials. You need the time. Money buys you time. So you cannot afford to just give money back because somebody just changed their mind. That's just not a practical way to do business. And it will be your downfall the moment you start refunding a bunch of money every time somebody gets a mood swing. Johnny needs braces. They want to bring the painting back and get the money back to pay for the braces. I had some ladies buy some artwork. Think they had a little bit too much to drink. They come back and say, well, I bought all these pieces. I don't, why do I need this many? My question to her was, why did you buy so many? I will exchange. I'm not refunding. That's hard nosed because you have to be hard nosed. I learned the hard way by being too soft hearted, too understanding. And I had a lot of people over time stick it to me, take advantage of me, rip me off. You can think of any other kind of synonymous phrase. Basically, they stuck it to me. They screwed me because I was naive, or in some cases, I was just downright stupid. Don't be stupid. Let's the camera. Don't be stupid. I'm pointing at you. You know who you are. So, much success in your business, much success in your art career. Share this video if this content is helpful. I'll be placing this content on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. So please subscribe, please share, please like. All those platforms have their different kind of little hearts and emojis or whatever. Share it with everyone. Let's get this content out there. Let's help the arts community and artists out there working to become more successful. That's what I want to do. I want to provide content. And I don't sell my content. I don't have a package to sell you, any of that. I just want to see people be successful because somebody blessed me. I want to bless you. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.